Well, Sony has unveiled the latest version of its best-selling video game system. The company says the PlayStation 4 offers a leap forward in the interactive gameplay. It hopes the machine will revitalize an industry suffering from sluggish sales.
PS4 is being hyped as a supercharged PC with enhanced graphics, the ability to play games even as they're being downloaded, and a new stereo camera which can sense the depth of the room, and it integrates social media by adding a share button. There's a whole lot more. Sony has not set a release date for the PS4, but it is expected to be out by the year's end. No official word yet on how much it will cost. Some reports say maybe around $500.
We are at the PlayStation 4 unveiling, and there's a lot of excitement in the crowd. We saw some great games. We saw a lot of different interactivity. We saw a lot of new, which is exactly what PlayStation needed to do today. They needed to show us new things, and they did exactly that. We saw really great graphics from a new Killzone game. We saw great new interactivity, the kind of interactivity that you would expect from a social network like Facebook, where you can actually also share videos from the video games that you're playing. So you press the share button on the controller, and you'll be able to share like the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game that you played with all your friends. And on top of this, you can also stream that video of the video game to your friends on top of that, and they can just browse and see what you're playing. They're really keeping their mind on social interactivity, about sharing this experience with your friends and everyone else out there. We're seeing a lot of really high-end video game engines being shown off on the PlayStation, and a lot of third-party developers willing to back it up. People like Ubisoft, people like Bungie, they're all making games for the PlayStation 4, and with all of this interface and all of this graphical power in mind. And that's a very good sign for PlayStation. It's a very strong opening for them. What this is more than a PlayStation event. What this is the beginning of a new console war. We're going to be seeing Xbox probably announcing fairly soon, and we're seeing graphics that we've never seen before. We don't see a lot of console launches, and Nintendo Wii U was not like a big jump up as far as console graphics and interactivity. It just wasn't, and it fell flat. But PlayStation 4 being announced, this is a new start. This is saying, hey, now video games are going to get really interesting. The graphics are going to be amazing. You're going to see things and ways to interact with these games that you have not seen before. And that's what's why there is so much excitement around the PlayStation 4 right now and at this event, is we can finally start talking about these games we've not yet seen before, and kind of get an idea of how soon we'll get to see them.
Today marks a moment of truth and a bold step forward for PlayStation as a company, as creators and innovators, and as industry leaders.
Sony refused to show the device or reveal the price, but they did offer a glimpse of the new controller. Not only does it have a touchpad, it also has a share button. So now your friends don't even have to be in the same room to watch you playing games. For Sony, it's a key moment. The company once defined consumer electronics. There was the hit Trinitron TV in 1968, followed by the Walkman in 1979, and the first PlayStation in 1994. But its fortunes reversed, and it hasn't made a profit in 4 years.
But after almost 2 hours, there was no release date, no price, and no PlayStation 4 in sight, leaving enthusiasts here in New York disappointed.
We didn't see the actual console itself, we only saw the controller. We don't know whether it's got a Blu-ray player in it, whether it can do Netflix, whether it can do anything other than play games or be incredibly social.
And here it is, the DualShock 4.
Among the new features, this redesigned controller and a new focus on social gaming, unveiled ahead of the launch of PlayStation's Microsoft rival, expected later this year. The games industry is big business, and competition is fierce. The industry contributes £1 billion to the country's yearly gross national product and employs 9,000 people in the UK. Globally, the industry is predicted to grow by more than 10% between 2010 and 2014, faster than film, music and TV. But in recent years, games consoles have seen a fall in sales. Sony hopes in a saturated market, the PlayStation 4 will renew the appeal.
The key to success with PlayStation 4 is going to be to offer lots and lots of great games for consumers. And if we do that, then we'll be successful.
From its origins in the last century, the games industry is now as big as Hollywood, and Sony says we can expect the PlayStation 4 later this year.